I've been doing this exercise lately where every time I'm going outside for a daily walk, I will pick up at least one piece of trash, of garbage. And I've been thinking a lot about the human sense of contribution. The idea that everything you do matters is really life-changing. I remember watching a lecture a few years ago, and there is one concept that stuck with me. And it might not seem like a radical idea at first, but when you put it under a clean lens, it really starts building and changing everything you do. And this is the idea of being a node in a network. You can easily think that what you do doesn't matter that much, that you are only a genetic variation in an almighty multiverse. When you can really reverse it, man, and formulate a way of viewing life, thinking that everything matters. So yeah, again, man, I've been doing this exercise lately. It's quite simple. Every time I'm going outside for a daily walk, I will pick up at least one piece of trash. And it doesn't really matter how small or big it is, but only about leaving the world just a little bit healthier. When coming back to my comfortable home after a day's journey into the outside world. And I found that this helps my daily sense of contribution. And on a micro practical level, it helps the world. I mean, we people usually get caught in the macro, running after an end goal that's self-centric, often in an extreme way. We think that we can only contribute by having power, having money, having fame. We believe that the only way we can make a change is by becoming a giant and leaving our heavy mark on the world. And we are stubborn enough not to understand and comprehend the real impact we can leave behind. I'm lucky enough to have a small forest nearby. There's a path I can take to get there, and I can see the lake, some birds, some people. It is really connected with my hometown. And while I'll admit that I haven't been doing this in a while, the state I'm in right now makes me grateful for this constant opportunity to reconnect. And the process is pretty simple again. There's nothing fancy or revolutionary to it. And if you're still watching this hoping for a practical advice, I will share my process with you, don't worry. It is pretty easy for me to simply put on a pair of sneakers and get out of the house. I've read quite a lot of research about the benefits of a simple daily walk, and we have great people in history doing that as well, man, so I might just try it, right? So I get out of the house and follow a small road towards the forest. I'll sometimes use my bike, but I'm trying to make the steps more often, you know. There's a 5-minute walk and it's usually pretty chill, and what I will do is I'll take my trusty glove with me and a hipster cloth bag I received from a project a few years ago, and off I go. Notice that my goal in that walk is to reconnect. I'm not placing a huge burden on my shoulders by telling myself that I'm going on a big mission to pick up piles of trash and save the world. What I'm simply saying to myself is that I'm going on a mission to reconnect. But I also want to give something back because I'm grateful for the opportunity, man. It's a trending thing. And my way is by simply collecting the trash that others left behind, and that is sort of affecting Mother Nature. And I've been noticing that our internal angriness often reflects on the outside world. It's like we are the spoiled child of the world, causing nothing but trouble. And Mother Earth still loves us. But I'm wondering for how long. And again, it is really easy to say that I'm fooling myself into believing that picking up a plastic bottle from a dry ground can really have an impact on the current state of the world. But I'm not buying it, man. I'm always asking, what if? What if not everyone but 10% of the people in the world would do the same thing every day? Not every day, but every week or month or year. How would the world look like? And I want to say that you can do it as well. You're walking down the street, probably crowded, but do not worry. Nobody needs to see you first. Or maybe you don't have a forest nearby, which is okay as well, because You'd think that society would most likely say something bad about you when seeing you picking a piece of trash off the ground. And you don't know these people, would probably never know, but you're still scared of picking it up and placing it in the closest garbage bin. You're probably afraid of getting dirty or touching stuff that you know where it came from. But deep down, the fear is only superficial, and you know it. So yeah, man, I'm picking up the trash. If you want to get technical, I'm mostly focused on cans and plastic bottles and random micro plasticky things. You know, these small things that are kind of buggy for the Earth's well-being, like pieces of shrapnel all over a soldier's body. And nowadays we have the masks. I'm breathing in the fresh air and oftentimes fool around or come back home and take my bicycle for a ride back at full speed. And I do enjoy it, man, I'm not gonna lie. But again, I'll quickly scan my surroundings trying to find one small thing I can do to give back. I'm making this state of being a default. And if you're asking what is in for me, well, you're getting plenty. The sun, the fresh air, the benefits of the walk or the run, the calmness of the road. You're getting the daily dose of self-analysis, the meditation, and you don't really need an app for that, don't you? And I believe that we all have things that we are avoiding. Not only when going outside, but also in our homes, in our lives. You know, simple things like cluttered desks and tangled cables and small piles of dust. So I often ask myself, what would the world look like if we stopped avoiding the things we need to do? The things we know are wrong, but not too concerning for us. And now again, if you're feeling left behind in life, lacking a sense of contribution, you can try out my little experiment here. Again, do not place a huge burden on yourself and, just get out of your head from time to time. And hopefully this will make you truly understand that you can really change the world.